Welcome back, Spurs fans, to the Scott Hepler Football Channel. Today we're doing the predicted ponderings of the West Ham Tottenham game coming up on the 21st. We're going to go through, kind of see who we think Jose's going to play. Also put in my thoughts whether that's someone I think should be there, not be there. So, some of this may be a little more of what I think, but I think we're going to be on the same page on a lot of this because we don't have some options in certain areas. But this is definitely a must-win game, so I think we got to have our strongest team out there. And thankfully, in the Europa League, we got a good lead on that, so we can even look into midweek where we don't have to play our first-line players or a real strong team. So we can really put our strongest team forward here and let them just go and not have to worry about, we got a match coming up on Wednesday, we got to make sure we save some legs. No, I don't think that's the case here. We definitely got to have strongest players out there as long as possible, doing everything they can to get this must win. All right, so with that being said, we're going to move right into it. Of course, a goal, there's no one else. It's going to be Lloris. Hugo's our main guy, so nothing's spectacular there, earth-shattering. So out on left, outside back, we're going to go with Davies. I think, he's played virtually every game in the last few weeks. Hasn't had much of a break, but we don't have an option out there. Reguilon's out, Aurier's out, and that just leaves three outside backs for us, and that's Davies, Dougherty, and Tanganga. So I think Davies is going to be out on the left, myself. Next, we're going to look at the center backs. We're going to go with I think Mourinho's going to go. I don't think I would like this, but I think Mourinho's going to go with Dyer and Toby. And I think that because of the experience factor. Myself, I'm worried if that's the case, if that's what Jose puts out there, because they have shown as a tandem to be weak aerially and challenging for aerial balls. Myself, I would prefer to have Rodon in here. I know he's a little less experienced, but he's shown some good things. He's our best aerial person that we have in the defense, in my opinion. Stronger, gets up better, and he's actually played well. So I would prefer to see Rodon in here, but I think he's going to go with the experience in Dyer and Toby. And Dyer's had a decent last couple games. He's got, hasn't made those critical errors that he had 2 or 3 games in a row. And so maybe he's kind of getting out of his funk. Toby, you know what you get from Toby. He's a solid defender. He's just not going to be strong enough in the air, I think, against this West Ham team, my opinion. So I don't care which one you'd have in there with Rodon. I think Rodon has to be in there, in my opinion. But I don't think that's what Jose's going to do. I think he's going to rely on that experience to try and and settle everything down in the back and make sure that we're solid as possible. I don't think we can never use the word solid right now in our defensive terms, but as solid as possible. So those are who I think will be in the center back. Next, out on the right, outside back position, if Davies is in the left, that only leaves 2 options, Dougherty and Tanganga. Myself, I felt like Tanganga played a really good game against Man City, and I feel like he should be in this match going up against West Ham, because Tanganga held his own against Foden and Sterling and all that attacking prowess that Man City has. And he was one of our better defenders on the day. So, of course, that's not a lot being said, but he really was pretty good. So I think Tanganga needs to be in there. Dougherty had a rough outing in the Europa League. He was kind of hit and miss on everything, and we can't have that against a Premier League side, especially in a must-win situation. He got away with it against Wolfsburger, and they are what they are. They're not where we are. They shouldn't have been that much of a problem for him. And so I think Tanganga is going to be there. I think Jose will put him there. I think he's finding some faith and trust. And, Tanganga is getting healthy again, too, fully healthy. So I think he's our best option there, and I think that's what Josie will do. I don't think he's going to, with the form that Dougherty's been in, I don't think he trusts Dougherty. Next, we're going to have Hoiberg in the central midfield, of course, in the CDM spot, and that pivot. What I would pick too. How do you leave Hoiberg out? He didn't play but a short amount of time during the week, so he should be rested and ready to go for this one. Beside him in the pivot, Ndombele, I think Ndombele's been best when he's been in that pivot. He's been the most impactful to the team as that pivot beside Hoiberg. So I think that's where Ndombele's going to be. He's going to put Ndombele back there. And he's been doing that quite a bit. And the only time he's been moving Ndombele up is if he subs out that central attacking midfielder, whoever's been there, whether it's Mora or whoever. So I think this is how we're going to be set up defensively and kind of in the back part of the midfield. Next, Song. Song only played 45 in the Europa game, just to ensure that we got off on the right foot, and he yanked him right away at halftime, which is great. I'm glad we did. I didn't think we needed Song in that game, but he did save the legs for this game, which we absolutely need Song. Needing to step up, needing to show his energy, his pace, and just his driving, attacking force that he usually has. And this is where I think our man Song's going to be. Next, I think, put this way, I would like to see Lamela in the middle, attacking midfielder position. I can see Jose throwing Mora back in there. Although, when he did that against Man City, Mora was terrible in the middle. He did not do anything to help out the team in transitioning from defense to offense or moving the ball forward or attacking that back line or the back line of the midfield. He just didn't do anything for us in that midfield against a quality opponent. And you got to say West Ham's a quality defensive opponent. They've proven that. So we just need to continue that transition piece, and I think Lamela will do it better than Lucas. And I know Lucas had a pretty decent game against Wolfsberger, but he sat Lamela for most of that game, and I think that was a good thing. So that's who I think, but it could be either Mora or Lamela in that middle as far as Jose's concerned. I'm not sure, but I want to see Lamela in there. I think he's more of a central midfielder anyway, because you put him out on the wing, he moves into the middle all the time. You see him in the middle constantly. And I know I talked about it in my preview video, but part of our problem in attacking lately has been we become very narrow when we attack. We push, everyone comes into the middle. We don't keep any width. So it makes it easy for the opposing defense to mark our men. It just does. And it doesn't give us an opportunity if someone has an ability to make some moves and dribble through and dribble around one or two people. There's you walk right into a defender because we're so tight and compact. It's just not working for us. So moving Lamela into the middle will allow whoever's out on the outside to actually stay outside a little bit more and keep that width that we've been losing. At least the last 3 or 4 games, I've noticed it as a problem. And so I would like to see Lamela in there myself. That's just me. Next, Gareth Bale. You could put a number of different people in here. Mora, Bale, Bergwijn as options. But with the way Gareth Bale played in the last game, and I get it. It was against Wolfsberger, but he still showed that he has some quality, and he pulled him off, pretty early in the game. Didn't let him play the whole game. So I feel Jose is saving him for this game to get him in, see if there can be an impact early in the game by him to allow us to get a goal or two quick or pretty early. And then if that's not working, he can pull him off at halftime and throw Bergwijn or Mora in there, or Lamela if he's not put Lamela in the middle like I think. So there's definitely options there if things aren't working out with Bell. And I just think that he's our best option right now. He's in a decent run of form. And, I mean, you can make a case for really anyone. Bell, Mora, Bergwijn. They're all kind of, to me, they're all kind of in that same boat. But I think he's actually going to play Bell because he didn't let him play the whole game in Europa. So, next, got to have the man up front. I mean, Kane didn't even play at all in the Europa match, so he's gotten rested up. Man City, he looked like he was still coming back from those ankle issues. Maybe a full week of rest and just some training and stuff allows him to be the Kane we know, because he did not look like himself against Man City. And I think this will give him opportunity to get some rest, bring him in. He's ready to go, and we can let him get going again, get back on his feet. So this is the lineup. I think part of it's what I think, like really Lamela and is the one that I think should be in there. But I think most of this is what Josie's going to go with. This actually provides us with our strongest team in most aspects and allows us to have an opportunity to get this win in this must-win game. Otherwise, if we don't go with something very similar to this, we're going to be struggling, I think. And it leaves some people on the bench. We got Bergwijn, Mora, Dele Alli. I mean, he's someone that could be put in the middle. I just still think he's shown enough quality in the last couple of matches he's played. He still has a lot of erratic errors. He even got so while he's in against, he did, part of what he did was against Wolfsburger too, kind of like with Bell. So you got to take some of what they're doing with a grain of salt. But we do have some subs too, and I don't think Sissoko's an option to start with the run of play he's been doing. And but let me know what you all think. I know this is all, we're just kind of wondering and what's going to happen with the team, and how are we going to set up and everything, what's going to give us our best chance, or what Jose thinks is going to give us our best chance. But against West Ham, I think this gives us our best chance to actually come out with 3 points, because as we said, must win, need the 3 points or we're done fighting for that top 5 places, in my opinion. So let me know what you all think down below. Let me know what 11 you think, or what you think Jose's going to do. So either way, do like I did. Do mostly what I think Jose's doing and throw 1 or 2 that you think should be in there instead. But let me know what y'all think. Hit the like button, subscribe to support the channel, and I hope we can get a win here against West Ham tomorrow. It'll be exciting to be still fighting for at least 5th place for the rest of the season. But we'll see what happens, and come on, you Spurs.